And there we are. Hello, everyone. Welcome to City of Gods, a Pathfinder Second Edition adventure. I don't know why I was looking at Pathfinder. Which edition is this? This is probably the one that I need to make sure of.
You've got a
Um,
50-50 shot of getting it right.
50,
Wild
50,
guess.
50.
There are two.
Yeah. They're less than some other games. What was it? There's one that came out with a seventh edition, wasn't it? Maybe it was
Seven already?
Vampire. Was it Vampire? What?
Probably. There's
might
so
be in
much of
Vampire.
Vampire.
Also me. I'm in my 7th edition.
It's true.
Call
Come
of
on, 7th
Cthulhu,
edition.
maybe.
All right,
Call of
everyone.
Cthulhu.
As
Call
you're
of Cthulhu, 7th
introducing
edition.
yourselves. Oh yes, there it is.
I meant it as a joke, but then Dex is really supportive, and I'm like,
Yes, we are here
Yeah.
for it.
Um,
Got that
all
little
right.
update.
Everyone, as you're introducing yourselves, obviously we'll do our names, pronouns, what characters you're playing, and also what edition of yourself that you are currently in. Please mention that as well. So hello. My name is Smoggles. I'm not a robot. He, him pronouns. I will be playing pretty much everyone in this story, with the exception of 4 distinct characters who I'll introduce in just a moment. And I'm gonna say, probably based on life experiences, I think I am. I might have to agree with Molly here. I think I'm on my 6th edition, but I'm getting into my 7th edition right now. I think some things are shifting around to say no, I don't think that's true. I don't think that is something a robot would say, because I am that's just something anyone would clarify for anybody. Anyway, Dex, it's all thrown over to you.
Oh my goodness, the pressure. Hello, Internet. My name is Dex Warren. My pronouns are he, they. And as I play Zereb. And as for what edition I'm in, honestly, today's kind of feeling like a Skyrim special edition. Like the bugs are still there, but we're having fun, honey.
Yes.
yes.
Yeah.
Where'd the
Yeah.
fan come from?
Kimchi chic, and also my purse.
Coming to you live from the purse. Molly, speak on it.
What is the Dex? What is the special shiny thing in your 7th in your special edition?
Ooh, the shiny thing is now every single cat can be petted. Yeah, added
Oh
that
my god, best
functionality.
edition.
That's good.
Going for game of the year, baby.
Yeah.
PC gamer loves it.
Amazing.
All right.
Are we going in a circle? It's been so long.
No, I'll choose the next one. Molly, go ahead.
Oh, thank God.
Hello, my name is Molly. I'm Bombini in the chat, which I always regret saying because I'm a fool in the chat every time. My pronouns are they, them. I play Solio, who is he, him. I forgot the other word. I was like he. He is the demigod of canals. Don't think too hard about it right now. I as I said, I'm in my 7th edition. I'm pretty sure, maybe coming up on my 8th, but you know, we're fine tuning some rules. We're balancing.
That's the thing I am noticing between editions, is the balance changes are the toughest part of it.
Yeah,
Play testing takes a while.
Yeah.
It does, and it's someone's always going to be unhappy, with the changes.
Like, why did you nerf that feature? That was my favorite part. It's like, because I wasn't healthy. Yeah. That's the thing.
And it says that in the foreword for my guide.
It wasn't healthy. Mind your business.
If you don't like it, there are other games. Bye.
After expert consultation, aka therapy, I've decided this feature wasn't useful.
OP.
Scarlett's like, I see myself in this picture, and I don't like it.
Oh, it's real. Listen. Yeah, thank you. Growth is so, I was going to say fun.
Fun after it's done.
It's fun after
Yeah.
it's done.
True.
Yeah.
After the fact, it's great. In the middle of it,
Yes.
you're just kind of sitting there like, I want to die.
Oh,
Screaming
no.
optional.
Screaming optional, like a lizard that can't molt its skin properly, and it's just there, like.
Yeah, just waiting. Keep your hands and feet inside the rod.
Hmm.
I thought you were gonna say keep your hands and feet inside the skin at all times.
Yeah, true.
Yes,
No,
and.
no, we want out of the skin, I think. How do lizards work? Anyway, sorry, it's been 5
Fucking
minutes.
lizards,
but
man. How do they work?
All
That was a
right,
deep
moving
cut right there.
That's eight
moving
different
on to
steps.
moving on. We're moving on to Helena.
Hello, that's me. Fortunately and unfortunately, as far as I use they and she pronouns for right now. Because growth, we love gender. It's fluid over here, at least. But I think my edition is a crossover. It's like a brand crossover between like Lisa Frank and Edward Gorey. It's like this weird mashup,
Yeah.
and I think that's very much my vibe these days. It's like Technicolor, but a little depressing and dark and a little spooky. I play Geru, who is the demigod of wordplay. He uses he and they pronouns and is a kitsune bard. Those are all the things. Yeah.
Sweet. And last but certainly not least, moving to Scarlet.
Before I say anything else, I need you to understand. We went in like on my screen a very perfect circle. It
Oh,
was
perfect.
Mm.
Yes. That's what we were
thank you.
planning.
for me specifically.
Yeah.
I'm Scarlet, as you can tell. I talk a lot. My pronouns are she, her. This is a capybara. It's a stuffed animal. It does not have pronouns. This is a Boston cream donut. I certainly hope it doesn't have pronouns. I am playing Shen, the Goran summoner, as well as controlling their pronouns are they, them, as well as controlling their deceased husband, who is my son, Eidolon. And my edition. Does anyone remember how Devil May Cry came out with Devil May Cry 4 and said, yeah, no, we're done? And then DMC came out, and then they were like, we can make Devil May Cry 5 now.
Yes.
What
I
the
do
fuck was
remember
that?
that.
Like, they were fully,
Yeah.
Torch has been passed, series is done, Dante can retire, DMC comes out, Skrillex does soundtrack, they go. Maybe not. Maybe
One more.
I am the like reboot of the series that had retired and came out of retirement because the edition prior to was so bad that I don't have like a version number anymore. And for some real life context, y'all need to understand I have gone like a full 180 as a human being since I gained sentience and went like 50 miles in the other direction. I was like, in my dark days, and you know this is the dark days, I was moving recently and I found my fucking NRA membership card.
Oh.
Whoa, character growth. We're talking
That
growth.
is how far we have
We're
gone.
talking
I went
character
from that to the most anarcho-communist queer motherfucker you'll meet.
Yes,
So that's what I mean. I've
Yeah.
we are
come a
pro
long
therapy
way.
and books.
Rebirth. You did a
It's the
whole
capybara.
rebirth.
Yeah.
It's the capybara.
You did a rebirth combo.
Yeah. I
Actually,
gotta say.
wait, hang on. That's it. I've got it. My version edition is actually Kingdom Hearts 358 days over to.
Yep.
I was about to say
Collector's
Eureka.
Yeah.
Really. Oh my god.
I say that with all the love of my heart. Riku is my favorite character.
I love Riku.
Riku's
Had
one
your
of the
weight
best
on.
characters in Kingdom
That boy is
Hearts.
fun. But like Axel.
Mm.
Oh,
Mm.
I mean,
Wrong
Axel
counterpoint.
is genuinely like, I watch any game, any playthrough that involves Axel because I want. I mean, Kyrie first as a playable character, but then Axel.
Potentially hot take and whatever, not related to this game at all. But I ship Kyrie and Axel. Sorry.
Ooh.
Amazing.
That's
And then
Alright.
Sora and Riku can be together.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Well,
if it's facilitating that, then yeah,
yes.
amazing. Great. I was like, oh, you're on to something.
I would like to take this moment to announce that Molly Dillon's actual opinions do not reflect the opinions on Clickety Clackety or of City of Gods and its team. However, Smuggles does agree in this particular case.
Wow. Wow. Okay.
Well, I
Okay.
just want I
Ooh.
just so fans know who to
For
yell
legal
at
reasons.
specifically.
Mhm.
Yeah, and for legal
Mhm.
reasons.
Well, congratulations, Scarlett, on your new game. Your whole new
Yes, your new edition.
Love that.
The opening
Also-
cutscene will
also,
take
Graham,
far too long, and you won't know why it has to do anything with the rest of the series until 3 games down.
Yep.
Mm.
Also,
that.
Graham, no, NRA does not mean Nepo Roleplay Association.
It does now. I honestly prefer that. It's better.
Very good.
It's better.
Okay. Well, first of all, I want to take some time to acknowledge something very quickly, which is that you may notice if you've been on previous episodes, my background looks a little bit different, and that is because I'm currently on vacation. The setup is a little bit different, so you may not hear as many like background sounds or music as we go through today's game, because my robust setup is not like that. But I'm still very excited for a fun session with these 4 supernatural beings in the mortal realm. My background is an Agatha Christie novel. Oh dear.
Did you get stuck in a mousetrap again, Graham? You stuck
Not again.
in the mousetrap?
So, let's talk a little bit about what happened last time. So, last time, the group decided that they needed to, no matter what happens, whether they decided to try to rally the tribes together against Argoth, the god of war, or try to escape through the river passageway out of the jungles, they were going to have to pass through Brighthand territory, which is the orc tribe who worships the demigod Cantha, who is the demigod of the hero. They learned little bits and pieces of what they can, but they realized they didn't know actually that much about Cantha, who they kind of learned was a very solitary demigod, even amongst the god of war demigods who are her siblings. So with that, they travel into the Brighthand territory without as much knowledge as they would probably like going into that territory. During that time, they encounter quite a few little obstacles, including a portal to somewhere that Shen recognizes to have some of the red lightning that they remember from the attack on Kelenoth that, resulted in the whole city exploding. And before they could investigate further, Solio does the most epic of throws that also reveals that some sort of creatures are coming out of those portals. And through some clever use of distraction, you are able to lure those creatures away from you, so you're able to sneak on by and not have to worry about it. You also come across a body that is in what you discover is a clearly trapped area. Despite the fact that they were able to not set off the trap accidentally, the demigods did so intentionally and set off a giant gong that ended up alerting probably everyone within the nearest mile. And then
Loud gong down.
and the at a certain other point, they encounter a an older orc who is battling an owl bear, bare-fisted, which immediately garners the attention of one of our demigods, who I didn't realize in the backstory was attracted to older muscular orc men. So here we are.
Who isn't? Who isn't?
But
You
you
You're
know what?
misrepresenting what happened.
What is? I
You're
don't
like
know.
his
Revisionist
rippling
history.
muscles move under his tunic as he battles the owlbear. And
there's
I'm like,
there's
oh,
a whole ass daddy in this forest fighting an owl bear
Yeah.
with his bare hands. Like panties aren't
that's
gonna
your
drop.
fault, Sam. Do not kink
okay.
shame. We only kink
I'm not.
shame.
I was just saying I wasn't expecting it. That wasn't meant to be a shaming. That
Yeah, let's
You did
roast
not
Sam.
perceive the power of the daddy.
Sam, I have a suggestion as to what your next Halloween costume should be.
oh
This is a great idea, Scarlett.
god. Moving
It is a
on.
good idea.
I don't know what the idea is, but I'm on board because
I don't think we're ready to move on yet, Smuggles. Let's talk a little bit more about Daddy.
Well, we are in the context of the recap, which is that the group decides to try to, as subtly as possible, assist this daddy orc in being able to get the defeat the owlbear, or at least scare it off. During that time, they are surrounded by a lot of other orc tribesmen who end up escorting them over to the Bright Hands encampment, at which point they are informed that, you know, they will of course be welcome to sleep over at the Bright Hands encampment at that time. And then afterwards, the next day, they will, of course, have to challenge various members of the tribe in single combat in order to be able to stay welcome in the tribe and not be kicked out into the jungle. And as they arrive in the village, and all the torches are out at night as they are currently the sun is setting and they are currently getting ready for dinner and turning in, at which point each of the demigods arrives at the bonfire that is in the center of their of the village, at which point they notice that the bonfire reminds them distinctly of the bonfire of Kelenoth, the city of the sky that still lies exploded in the sky, that no one except the other demigods can actually see at this moment. As they have flashbacks to their memories on Kelenoth and their memories of home, they are approached by what was sure to be a surprise. They are approached by the patron demigod of the Bright Hands, Cantha, the demigod of the hero. And with that, we will begin City of Gods, Episode 7, The Golden Child. All right. So, let us begin with the first announcement, which is that these demigods have leveled up to level 3. Yay! Who knew Pathfinder 2nd edition had a level up system? I did, obviously.
It
You better.
So,
should. We were like
More
level
like
47 in
where
the
you
first
just kinda
episode.
That stuff.
all right. Sorry, what was that, Scarlet?
I was just thinking I thought it was more like a roguelike.
Yeah,
Like you
yeah.
just shit. You don't really level up.
Yeah, you more
fail
just
upward.
power up until yeah. Great. So with that, let's start over with Geru. Are there any fun new features that you got from leveling up that you'd like to share with the
Yeah.
class?
I got cat fall, so basically I can treat falls as 10 feet shorter than usual, which makes sense already for his kind of fox-like dexterity. He has lightning reflexes, so I'm now an expert in reflex saves, which is very helpful as well. I have a signature spell, but I'm holding on to that for me. And then I got some new spells. I got Blistering Invective, which basically is I can spit fire with my words, which is super cool. And Hideous Laughter, in which I force people to laugh and it hurts them. So I just tell really bad jokes, is what I'm saying.
Oh,
It'd be great.
that's not good bard
I just-
shit.
I just love that Garu learned how to rap.
Maybe, yeah. Yeah, he's gonna ditch the guitar for some I don't know.
You said you were
So,
spitting
I need a
fire.
beatboxer.
All I'm
Yeah,
saying.
literally spitting fire.
Literally spitting fire.
All
But
right.
yeah, those are the biggest ones for me.
Great. Garrett Zareb. I was gonna say Garu again, and then
Yeah,
meant to
That's
say
our ship
Zareb.
name.
Combo. We do a fusion dance.
There you go.
Like
Yeah.
Steven
Oh my
Universe or like
goodness.
Dragon Ball Z?
Yes.
Both.
Yes.
Yes.
Both is good.
Both is good. Honestly, just got a little thicker. Got the toughness feat, so I'm a little more tanky. Got some more HP. And my Eidolon can help me look for stuff a little bit better with some shared vigilance.
Nice.
Yeah. And we do
Awesome.
magic a little better.
Sweet. Shen, how about you?
Well, I also got that shared vigilance, which is just nice. And I got a thing that I was using last session, which fortunately I didn't have to use in combat because technically I didn't have it yet, was the Hidden Thorn, because my character is a Goran, which are basically tree people. So now it's like Assassin's Creed, but if the hidden blades were built in.
Amazing. Great. Solio.
Indeed. So I grabbed fast recovery. I know we haven't done a lot with things like diseases and poisons.
Hmm.
But just in cases. Especially the poison one. So we are going through
Yeah.
the jungle, so.
Yeah.
And I grabbed Underwater Marauder, just because I, in my personal opinion, I feel like I should be naturally good at underwater combat anyway, but just to really cover that base. I'm not flat-footed in water, and I don't take the usual penalties that happen when you get hit in water.
Great.
I got some stylish tricks, and I also got a little thicker, and I got faster. I got vivacious speed.
Oh,
Ooh, nice. All right.
Can we just
So
appreciate that we all just collectively are one thick unit?
just
By the power
So
stick.
I should also say vivacious speed only happens when I have panache. So I go a little faster when people have paid attention to me and saw me do something cool.
Oh God, that's real.
This the
Like
swashbuckler
like
is
Tinkerbell.
like the ultimate like Renaissance fair performer, I feel like.
Mm.
That's
Yes.
Don't at me like this.
Wow. Oh, that's so real.
I left that life behind.
Did you ever really leave it behind?
It's sort of like the mafia. You don't really ever get out, but like God knows you tried.
One more job. Yeah.
All right. So for the audience out there, as this is currently evening, all of these new elements will happen during the rest, and at the next morning they will wake up leveled up. But just so we've gotten that conversation out of the way before we get on to the story element, so we had some time to chat about that. Awesome. So let's chat about this this person, Kantha, who appeared to you during the evening, and introduced herself and said, "Welcome to the Bright Hands." She turns to you. You notice that behind her are an assortment of orc warriors. They all, based on the look of them and based on the fact that you did travel with a bunch of them, they look to be maybe in their like they're younger. They're younger members of the tribe. They are definitely not daddies like Malik, who you saw fight the owl bear. So she has them behind, but they're kind of keeping a bit of a distance. And yeah, she's there's enough distance between them and you that, and the kind of roar of the fire next to you, that you think you can have a more, if not yelling conversation, at least a comfortable conversation without them overhearing too much. It seems like that was intentional. So, I could probably pose a guess as to who each of you are, but if you would rather me...
Do me first. I'm curious. I want to know if you know me.
You are... Wait.
First roll of the game.
You're Shen, and it points at you, and you're Lan.
That is correct. Sometimes people get us confused.
Hmm.
It's usually because we're both trees.
That probably does help. And Zareb, the child of Wakati. And
That's me.
And Solio, the one who came back to life. And that
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it was.
And then that must be... I'm gonna be honest, I don't know. And she's pointing at Sharn as she says this. Oh yeah, that's Sharn. Sharn for me. Yeah. And she turns to Garu and goes, "Father has spoken a lot about you."
I know it hasn't been good. So it's a pleasure to meet you. I'm not here to burn things to the ground. I promise. I think.
Well,
Nice.
I didn't think you would, but probably a fire would give them something to do.
You mean your followers here?
Um, hmm. Yes. Anyway, it's good to see that you all have seemed to survive out here.
Doing our best to, certainly. Just out of curiosity, you are not in the habit of setting fires in a heavily forested area that are
No.
not controlled. Okay, excellent. Just kitchen fires are bad enough, and all the just kind of gestures that all the wood everywhere.
She walks over closer to the bonfire and like sits down on a tree stump, and she kind of offers there are various tree stumps and logs that you can sit on if you would like to rest your legs.
I will sit on the comfiest one I can find.
Yeah, sitting down. And I'm gonna ask, so, hypothetical question. What's your relationship with your father like? Because it seems like you two talk pretty openly.
Are you here to psychoanalyze me?
No, just sort of getting us. Look, if you've heard about us, you can probably tell he's not exactly our biggest fan.
Not many are when you intrude on their domain.
To be fair, we didn't like know what we didn't choose it.
We fell from well, you know.
Honestly,
I'm
that's
aware.
really more a question of gravity. You know, that really was not something we had a say in at the time.
I'm aware. I also fell myself.
Oh,
Oh,
How
preach to the
convenient you
choir.
fell home. That must be nice. I don't mean that passive aggressively. I mean that genuinely. That must have been very nice to fall down and go, oh, cool. I know where I am.
Well, I wouldn't be much good as a representative of my tribe if I wasn't able to find my way back home after landing somewhere unfamiliar by myself.
oh, you didn't land here?
No, I'm landed amongst the Bloodfangs.
Oh, so like nearby.
Like
I
down,
mean, I mean, we to be fair, we have met the Bloodfangs and they're a lot.
they are.
And so congratulations on, that respect for that.
They kidnapped me. The whole thing.
They did.
Also, was that a shot at like we need 4 people to get where we're going, but you could just do the one, or was that just humble brag? Or
No, we each have our strengths.
Your strength just happens to be strength.
That's cool.
My strength happens to be my independence.
Go.
Oh.
That's really cool.
And I do not begrudge all of you, or any of you really, for working together in order to make your way through the jungle. As you are very much aware, each tribe has their own way of dealing with things. You probably would fit very well among the Razorbacks, considering your ability to work together.
We do.
We fell amongst them and befriended them. They gave us a home for a few weeks before we even woke up.
Even though we left a big crater.
Yes,
Like,
but
right in the
we did
middle of the
clean
shit.
things up. We rebuilt the bridge, and it was
They've been very
yes.
considerate.
It was embarrassing.
Is Celthia among them?
Did we see Cynthia?
no.
Celthia's their demigod.
missing-
You have not seen her
who's-
yet.
No, we.
No, we tried some stuff, and so did they, and like we did a thing, and No.
Yes,
And
I
they're,
imagine their rituals to attempt to summon her would be very ineffective, given that I imagine you all have lost a significant amount of your powers as well.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
could say that.
You say that like you didn't.
I very much did.
It's just a bit hard to read you because you just don't seem bothered by anything. You just seem very cool and composed, which very cool.
It's a vibe. It's a vibe.
Yeah. It's hard to tell where you're at.
Interesting.
Okay. Yep.
Are your
Okay.
See, that's
followers
the thing.
bored?
That's so cool.
Yep.
So what is your relationship with your father like?
What? Sorry, Gary. What did you ask?
Are your followers bored? They seem to be clinging closely, and he kind of looks across the bonfire at the young orcs that are congregated.
Garu, go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Okay. That is a 22.
So you can tell with a 22 that every time those followers in the back are mentioned, she just like kind of like twitches a little. As if like just a little grunt of like annoyance. And you also at that point with the 22, you also notice that a lot of the older there are like older orcs that are like around, but they are not, amongst the crowd that's watching her. And so you can kind of see that as she's taking a second to answer, probably in a delicate manner, her opinions of the situation.
Mhm.
They have now seen their demigod, and they are young ones who are still learning, and instead of going to the shaman, they decided why not just continuously ask the source directly.
Sounds taxing. And you don't seem to enjoy the constant tutelage, so why not delegate them off to your holy people, your spiritual guides?
It's not what I taught them to do. What I taught my shamans to do was to not interfere with make any actual decisions on how the tribe should live or how the tribe should function. If anyone wanted guidance, they could give some stories of either things that I would have done in this situation, or can provide their own personal opinion based on their definition of hero. And that changes from time to time. But they're only supposed to be guides in a very scarce sense. I did not teach them. I did not teach everyone to come around the shaman and start making a mob situation out of it.
See why that would be frustrating.
Anyway, that's enough about my trials. What do you all intend to do?
Well, we have a couple options. One is, go fast away. Does someone else want to explain that one?
The next one is piss off your dad.
I'm sorry, I seem to be missing a little context. Go fast or what?
Run away, like leave the forest, as in we won't be here anymore. Like we'd follow the river and go west, I think it was,
Mhm.
until we are no longer in this domain. And the other one is piss off your dad.
With something fun.
Yes, with a
Oh, you needed the
party.
explanation on the second. Oh, party.
Mm.
Jazz hands.
A party which brings together people of different backgrounds and beliefs, and perhaps does away with an overpowering overlord. Or have you ever heard the phrase "stick it to the man"? Something like that. If you catch my drift, full of idioms.
That is your job. And like, Garu's already done this kind of thing once. So it makes perfect sense that we'd be able of doing it again.
Though mine was an accident, I just want to put that out there.
But you have done it.
Yes.
Can I do a, because we have established that Cantha is a she.
Yes.
Um,
Can't she her?
is pretty stoic. Can I do like some sort of society check or some sort of diplomacy check or read on her?
Yeah, you can roll perception to see if you can get a read on her.
Okay. Imagine if I had gotten my dice together.
Can I help with that in any way?
Yeah, if you want to do I guess in this case I'll just let you both roll perceptions because you may get different ideas, and you're both I'm going to say you're both trying to see what her reaction was to your specific thoughts and plans.
And you said perception, or are you looking for anything?
Perception.
That is a dirty 20.
Nice.
That's a 27.
Nice.
Wow.
So
19 plus 8, baby.
Solio, you notice that after hearing you talk about like running away and going west to get out of the jungle, you notice that as Shen started speaking, her eyes lingered on you for just like a little bit longer than you would have expected, almost as in she's like fully taking in that information about escaping the jungles to the west. And
I didn't say
then
anything about the West.
someone
I said go
west.
fast. But she did gather the West part, which I don't love.
there was
I think I said west.
Oh, Shen might have said west. Somebody said west. And we'll check the VOD. And
Go
we
west.
will but yeah, you gather that she like clocked that information. And then Shen, you you get the feeling that it's one of those things where you get the feeling that she knows way more about this whole situation than she's currently letting on.
When you say this whole situation, you mean the thing with her dad? Do you mean party?
I mean, none of you at all have said that Argoth is planning on having you all hunted down immediately. But she doesn't seem surprised when you say, here are our options, and she doesn't ask further questions on why you needed options in general for doing these things. And So that's one thing, and then the other is that she is silence means it seems that when she interrupts that she has gotten all of the information that she needs, but when she's silent she's still letting you speak to explain it, if that makes sense.
Brings me back to, how do you feel about your dad?
My dad has been wrong about a lot of things, and he has also been right about a lot of things. And I think if you are doing something that you know will incite his wrath, you're going to have to convince a lot of people that going against him is more, and potentially dying by his blade is more fruitful than letting things stay the way they are.
What would you do, given the choice? Not to sound like your followers asking your opinion, but I personally imagine that someone whose strength is their independence wouldn't want to be, locked up somewhere, for lack of a better term, where their independence doesn't quite matter so much as the whims of the person in charge.
You see her glance back at the followers. And she stands up and she looks at all of you and goes, I know a lot about the world outside of the jungles. I have been, now and then, prayed to by some who would call themselves heroes at other lands. If you want my opinion, I don't think that any of my siblings would survive a day in the other world.
Why do you think that? They all seem pretty cool.
Is it more in a social sense, or do you mean in terms of facing threats in the
So
outside
I've
world?
I've been outside quite a lot. In fact, I was, born and raised there, and this has been the worst few weeks of my nigh on eternal life.
It's tough in here. You all are, getting it done.
I have not been able to get any alcohol since I have gotten here, apart from the stuff that I already had on me.
She takes out a wineskin and throws it over to you and just goes, you just don't know where to look.
This is
Still
really,
cool.
this is really good.
And actually, make me a fortitude save, Shen.
I'm good at those. Take that, DM.
Can I help?
Are you also drinking the wine for Shen?
Oh, no, I'm not.
Give a Pedialyte.
Pass it out of my
Administer
hand.
Gatorade.
Truly.
That's a 24 for me.
24. That has, I think this is also the first alcohol you've drunk as a mortal for a very long time.
Apart from like the wine that I had in my wineskin,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like this
At
is
the
this
fight.
is this is strong. And
like moonshine kind of shit.
yeah, that's like it's like moonshine kind of strong, and you're just like, whoo! Like you're able to prepare yourself as it's going down your throat, and you feel that burn, but you're able to like keep yourself up. But you have a feeling maybe like that's your drink for the night.
Mm. I think I'm gonna just Shen is gonna just kind of like enjoy that. Shen loves that. Then Shen's gonna look at Solio. Solio, you have to try this.
Hold on. I want to be smart and cool for a second. And I think that won't help me. Let me do this first.
Great.
And then I will take a shot. You won't help us with the party because you love your siblings, and if your dad gets mad, they might get hurt. You're worried about them in the outside world, which means you're worried about them in here too. Was I right? Do you love your siblings? I mean, you don't
Roll
have
me
to
a
say it.
diplomacy.
Can I help with that?
Sorry, I didn't breathe the whole time.
You better be breathing though.
Yes, Meg. Listen up, kids. Solio here. You don't need alcohol to be cool. That's...
I'm gonna use a hero point.
Sam, can I help with this?
If you want to use an aid, I mean, Solio was really just saying that on his own. So I'm also gonna say this is not going to be a high stakes
Okay,
roll. I don't believe. We'll find out.
next time, Dragon Ball Z.
That's a little better. That's another dirty 20.
Sweet.
Filthy.
Solio, you see Cantha smirk a little bit. And but to the rest of you, it seems like she fully ignored Solio's question. And she goes, no matter what you do, in order not to be kicked out of here, you are going to have to each fight one of the members of my tribe in single combat. It's a physical brawl to submission, and no magic of any kind.
But showmanship is allowed. Yes.
Yes,
Okay,
of course.
cool.
You can definitely show off.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And
I mean, yeah, that's cool.
what I will say, this is not a common practice, but it is a respected chat behave. Behave.
I know. Yep. I see you, chat.
Behave, chat.
Become ungovernable.
You can't tell chat to behave. You know exactly what's gonna happen.
You make me.
Oh boy, howdy.
Yeah, so thank you for the lurk, Joom. So she says, if one of you doesn't win their bout, but another of you does, you can claim the other as your apprentice. And what that means is they are allowed to stay in the tribe as your apprentice for training until they can be prepared for the next bout in order to keep their place in the tribe. So
I get so many bragging rights.
in this
That's what I'm worried about.
in this way, only two of you theoretically actually need to win your brawls in order for all four of you to stay.
Okay. So I just, not to be presumptuous, do have a question as someone who is magically inclined and does not do physical combat, but the other part of me does. Would the other part be able to, would Serafina be able to do that? We share a life force. Does that count? Which is technically magical, but we're also kind of the same being, kind of not.
Excellent question.
Kantha looks quizzically and just goes, Zerub, if
But
I'm
she's
being
great.
honest,
She's great at kicking.
Zerub, if I'm being honest, it hasn't come up before.
And setting a precedent, I feel like is important.
It's also kind of coming up twice. I have a similar question.
Just like
I have a
all
pet
four of
rock.
us raise our hands, like.
Let me think
For
on it.
real, she's just stretching.
Yeah. Let us think on it. Also, theoretically, I guess actually three of you need to win because Sharn also needs to.
Oh, damn it. I was hoping you would remember Shrine. I almost was like, but what about Shrine? Then I was like, do not.
Don't say
Funny.
teacher, do we have homework?
Oh no.
But teacher, didn't you say we had a pop quiz today?
Actual demon.
Fuck them, kids.
So she says, I will think on it and give you an answer. For now, you should rest. Over there, we're having, and as she points over there, a bunch of the young orcs run over and start like taking out sheets and putting like making cots and all that stuff. And she just sighs for a second. Is where you will have beds for the night.
They really are just so eager.
I
It's
am
sweet.
very aware of that.
I understand why this could potentially, over time, get on someone's nerves.
How'd that
Rest
kinda help
up.
around the shop, though. My goodness.
Your fights are tomorrow. And good luck to you all.
I did have just a general question. How do your people feel? Just about life here. Are they happy? What about their neighbors? How do they feel about the status quo? Do they want to change it? Are they fine with it?
Stick to the status quo.
You
What
know,
are the mental health metrics?
that'd be
for
really
your
good.
DHL?
Strong, actually.
Yeah,
I'm
what
like,
is
what
mental
is all?
Do they
What
have
is, what is the
You know,
reportable
just
mental health?
how
How
rate
many of them subscribe to BetterHelp? You know, just
Not sponsored, not sponsored.
not sponsored, but you know, only thing I can think of.
So they she kind of looks and goes, the older ones have pretty much learned to live independently. And so when Grok, our shaman, ended up informing them that they could no longer communicate with me, the older orcs decided that was how it was. And the younger ones decided they were nothing without guidance. So it's been an adjustment.
For sure.
When you were younger, were you guided, Kenta? Did you have
Well-
someone? I'm just curious.
I had someone advise me not to make a mistake, and I did.
make the mistake?
That's really not important right now.
Of course. not.
I made mistakes.
I also have made mistakes on several occasions.
Woof. Well,
And she just looks up at the sky with the broken city. We all have.
Not to be presumptuous, but did
Voting,
you,
or was that
Mhm.
supposed to imply something, or was that just
like, did you have something to do with that, or are you just being wistful? 'Cause
Every
that's just very, that's a very suspicious
TTRPG
thing to say.
every TTRPG player, let me analyze every word that DM said to make sure I did not miss something important or vital.
In fairness, she looked up at the city that is exploded,
Mhm.
crux of this story is based on, and went, I too have made mistakes.
Like, you basically played
Okay,
Juzana
she
Hunt,
said
like,
we
landed,
all
a foot
have.
from her house. I'm just saying.
If any of you
That's
wants to
totally
make a
within that, though.
perception check, you can on that statement.
Celia was
I'm doing it.
actively not.
doing
Celia
it.
I would
is
love to do it.
Samantha
27.
is the hottest
Sorry,
person he's
perception,
ever
25.
seen and is absolutely going to try to romance her.
25.
Ooh.
25%.
It probably won't work.
Shen, it definitely was a like wistful looking at the sky, kind of like, man, haven't we all made mistakes at one point? I'm trying to make it as clear as possible that she's not talking about that she was involved in this.
Mhm.
But
Oh,
I
no.
make
Right.
it I'm making her look guiltier every time I
Yep.
try to explain it more.
You have been incriminating this demigod quite a bit. It's a
Wait,
little bit
Snowballs,
like saying at the
question.
beginning of a stream, I'm not a robot, and then the rest of the time we're all sitting here going,
It's like yeah, no, she's not that, as she's holding on a spear that says City Destroyer on it. Like, it's not, but it's like that's unrelated to her current comment.
Mhm.
City
it's a different. It got that name from a different city.
Exactly. All right.
There used to be
Sam.
5 tribes in this jungle.
Oh no.
All right. And with
Can I-
that, sorry, Garu.
Can I just ask another a question? Could I roll something for it's not history in this game.
Society.
But
Lore?
I guess society about her mistake. Like, would that be something that would jog my memory as far as like songs I've heard, or like, you know, deific performances I've seen, like anything in the arts
Ooh.
jogged by that? 'Cause when
Yeah,
a
I would
demigod
say
makes
a
mistake, it's
society
reported,
roll.
You know, like it's
Yeah, I say a
Okay, cool.
society role
It's
to be
society.
like, hey, has any
Yeah.
rumors? What's fun about this game is
Uh,
that society and religion are very closely intertwined.
I know. It's a 26 for my society roll.
Oh, wow.
And it's specifically in relation to her saying mistake. Like, is there an ode to this great mistake?
An ode to your fuck up.
Pretty much.
Monument to your sins.
Yep.
You
It's the Brave Sir
don't.
Robin song.
You don't know of a specific story about her mistake. However, you do remember one time hearing among your siblings, one of them was talking about how one of Argoth's children was trying to make some pathetic attempt to ingratiate herself into the rest of Kelanoth society.
No, that's so much
Yeah.
sadder than I thought. Thought it was-
Like, you just wanted to have friends and then you got shot down and now everybody knows the tea?
Hmm.
That's messy.
That's rough. It's messy.
I think Garu kind of realizes this and goes to grab like a blanket or whatever for bedtime and goes, being a hero is lonely, so we appreciate your hospitality. And he like throws a blanket over his shoulder and goes, Malik?
Shenlong get a larger blanket and snuggle.
Aw.
So first of all, once once I hear about that, once Solio hears about that, I'll roll to see if I do that. Although I can drink for a month. And you know how okay. I mean, listen. Anyway. I'm just saying that you said it. I'm looking at my phone like I'm talking to you. So, but previous to that, I rolled to see if I would do this thing. And I said, if I get an even, I'm going to do it. So, and I did. So, Solio, Garo, after you say that, I go, yeah, it's super, super lonely being a hero. Well, so much. I mean, we just like know so much and can do so much. And he, I don't even know what success will look like for this. Because I think even if I do a good job, it will still be so dorky. But to go over to where the blankets are to get one, to go to the beds, Solio does like a series of backflips. Just a couple.
Just a couple, no big deal.
Just some casual backflips. Really cash. The flip flops stay on.
Messy watching this whole thing.
Roll me an acrobatics check.
I'm sweating.
Oh God, what's even the DC gonna be for this? Hold on, I need to, before you roll it, let me make the challenge in my head.
GC 69.
Shush. Okay, I have it. Okay, go for it.
Okay. Oh no, I don't feel good about it. No, we're changing the energy. That's a 23. I put my next skill point in acrobatics. Thank God, because I almost didn't.
Okay. So it's not a critical success, but it is a success. And what a success looks like is you do like a casual series of backflips, and Sharn goes, nice, bro, and like does a high five. But I know what your intention is on our demigod of heroes. And she looks and okay. She looks in and shakes her head as she walks away. But you do notice that she is chuckling to herself as she walks away.
If no one got me, Sharn got me. I know it. Thank you, Sharn. Thank you, Sharn. Thank you, leveling up. Thank you.
Great. Garu, did you have someone you were looking for before bed?
Yes. Malik, the orc that we saw wrestling
Yeah.
the owl bear, and he'll have his like blanket over his shoulders, just kind of like looking around, tossing his long red locks about. Has anyone seen Malik?
Roll me a perception check.
Great. Perception. It's an 18.
Okay, you are damn it. You are able to find him. You're able to find him. He's just put a towel on after washing himself after that long battle, and is just finished patting his head, and you just see like in the moonlight the muscles glistening as he just rubs some cleansing oil to moisturize on his
Does this
arms.
have like
It's my
a
birthday.
rating?
Like what? Yeah, what's the rating for the stream? Like,
Like, are we in an R?
Oh
I feel like
my
we're in a solid
God.
R, but have we crossed over into X?
If
or no, we-
anything happens, it's gonna be a
No.
fade to black.
we'll fade to black. It'll be fine. Don't worry, everybody. We will use. If anybody's uncomfortable, please just throw up some
Oh, I ain't worried.
hands or
Danny.
whatever. Yeah. Gary will kind of saunter up and be like, "Oh, you smell better."
The musician.
Yes, that's me. I'm Garu. It's a pleasure to
Garu.
meet you officially.
Well, I guess I would introduce myself, but based on your song, I think you already know my name.
It was an improv moment, simply made up in the moment to spur you on, to give you advantage.
It did. I felt more youthful than I had in quite a long time.
Would you like to continue that feeling?
Roll me a diplomacy check.
Is flirting diplomacy?
In this game, maybe?
You know what? Pathfinder 3rd edition, there needs to be an actual flirting skill.
Because you know the players be
Lord.
doing it.
Well,
Yeah.
so Garu, actually, here's a thought. Are you trained in diplomacy?
Oh, I'm an expert, darling.
You're an expert. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, go ahead and do that.
It's a 21. Which is not as high as I wanted it to be, but it's fine.
Well, as much as I would like it, I am unfortunately gonna have to decline. After all, I hear I'm gonna be fighting a fox tomorrow. And he winks at Garu and strolls off.
Garu is almost more thrilled by this moment than what could have happened.
Fuck him in the ring.
To submission.
It's gonna be great. It will be fine.
That-
It's
oh my God.
totally Fine.
This is what happens when two switches are put alone in a room together.
Oh my god.
It oh, very much so. Not that was
That's
too honest.
funny.
How did
Garu-
this become the thirstiest stream of this series?
I think it's also like we have all been so good at not
Yeah.
flirting with the NPCs, and
We've been
It
so
Now it's coming to a
fine.
head.
Yeah, come on, Dungeon Mommy. We've been doing very good. We've been very good little players. haven't we?
Enough.
Um,
I would like to use a
So
hero point to
Garrett-
do that again.
yeah.
I felt the dispel when you said enough. I was like, oh shit.
Oh. Garrow will put the blanket over his shoulder, pull his lute from his back, and start kind of strumming and humming to himself with like a smirk on his face to wherever he's been directed to bed down.
Sweet. Zareb and Shen, at this point, is there anything you two would like to do before the evening's over?
Snuggling my husband, I'm good.
Great.
Trying to get as comfy as possible and sleep. Forget to turn the halo off. Like light switch, pull it, goes off. Try and sleep. Not quite comfortable.
All right. So, each of you eventually nods off as the evening wears on. The bonfire stays lit, but it is much more muted, as if it's just there as a comforting light, but not to actually, so as not to disturb anyone who is asleep. You are in a tented area, even if it is slightly exposed to the elements, but you are on hammocks that have been strung up between posts at each section, and of course with blankets. As you go to sleep, you all begin to dream, and Solio, Zareb, and Geru, this feels very familiar to you, to what happened in the arena, in which you begin to each have individual visions in front of the bonfire in the Bright Hands encampment. And with that, I'm going to want everyone to roll me, let's call it a D8.
Seven.
6.
6.
3.
3.
That is a 6.
Geru and Zareb reroll, please.
That is an 8.
I also rolled an 8.
Oh my god, reroll. Come on.
Oh,
7.
that is a 3.
Okay.
I also have a 7.
Yes, don't. It was like basically roll off between them to see who's
Okay.
in there.
I
Great.
wanted to make sure.
No. Yeah, I understand. Thank you. Solio. You see members of the Bright Hands encampment. It is the day, the sun is shining, and you see the Bright Hands basically going about their day. You see some talking. You see one teaching another good sword swings. You see someone cooking nearby. You see someone hanging up their laundry to dry, and you see someone who is covered in furs, with a staff, speaking to what looks to be an adolescent orc. And as that happens, you notice the form of Cantha, and she is stumbling across the area and looking around, and you see that she has a huge wound in her side. You see scratches all over her arms. You see what looks to be a makeshift axe in her hand and a makeshift broken shield in the other. And you see her stumble into the camp, but still staying as strong as possible. None of the other orcs seem to notice. One does come up and just goes, "You all right?" And she just nods. And then she keeps walking, and then the shaman looks over, and the eyes widen, and they shout, "It's Kantha! It's our demigod!" And you see her sigh and begin to fall down as all of the orcs in the area rush to her aid. I'm sorry. Zareb, Garu, which of you got the 3? Zareb. You see where the bonfire was, but there's actually nothing but jungle in this area. You see an unarmed family, unarmed orc family, run out of a way through the jungles. They're clearly being chased by something, and you kind of seem to follow them as they're running through. And you see them, a smaller member of the family stumble, and another person catches them, and they eventually get stuck somewhere. Someone gets caught on branches, and they're struggling to get them off as the largest boar you've ever seen with 4 tusks charges through and grunts and roars at them and gets ready for a wild charge. And you just see one of the older sibling of what looks like the children, and probably no more than 18 or 19, and you see her go forward and just goes, "I'll hold it back," and pushes everyone into the thicket and grabs like a makeshift stick and charges at the boar as it charges at her. And then it's darkness. And then you see the flaming figure of Argoth standing over the corpse of this heroic orc. Garu. You see Kantha with a backpack on her. You see her kind of probably dressed as well as one would like to be. And you see her start to gather herself and then start walking forward. You see that Argoth is sitting by the bonfire. And you're not hearing all of the words, but you do hear, "I wouldn't want my favorite child to be disappointed." And you hear her pause at that and continue walking. Shen. You see a lizard folk sitting at the bonfire. No one else is there. You see Kantha walk in with a backpack on, and you see her stroll up, and Celthia turns smirks and goes, "So, how was it?" Cantha clenches a fist and then kicks over the bonfire and storms off. The next morning rises. You hear the camp come alive again. And you see the orcs actually seem to be preparing some sort of little wrestling ring near the bonfire itself, but you see kind of everyone in very jolly spirits about what do you all do. You do know that the actual bouts are probably going to happen right at like noonish, so you are likely going to have time to make any preparations you wanted till then. Also keeping in mind that Argoth's ultimatum will end in 24 hours.
I think Geru will grab whatever there is for breakfast kind of hurriedly and go and try to gather all y'all together. Dear friends, I had a bit of a memory dream that wasn't
Yes.
mine. Excellent. Okay, great. We're all on the same page. It seems that and he kind of lowers his voice conspiratorially. Cantha was attempting to leave this here jungle, and her father warned her against it. My guess is she was seeking camaraderie in Kelenoth, and so I think if we needed to prod an emotional memory for her, this is something that could be used. Not that I am very pro that, but it's better to have more knowledge than less.
This is interesting because didn't last time we had like the same dream, but I think maybe we
Right.
had different dreams because mine was more like, I think mine was like when she came back from like falling, maybe. Because so mine was like she's stumbling in here and like beaten up and stuff and has a big wound in her side. I don't know how she healed that so fast. But and then everyone can see her. And then she collapsed. So that's I mean different than yours.
Yeah,
think-
I
Yes,
think I
I
got
think
the origin
mine-
story.
I think mine was probably a little bit after. It seemed like it was more in the after attempts to leave failed. She seemed upset.
right. And was warned against doing that. And perhaps she should have heeded it. You said origin story, Sarah.
Yeah, it seemed like the moment that she stood up to this big old slice of bacon, that after dying, she was brought back and became the demigod we know.
Oh, what?
Heroic sacrifice, apotheosis. Mm.
I
guess
wonder if
also
she
I'm-
meant to send them.
That's the thing.
dreams.
Where are these coming from?
I mean, I, for some reason, feel a lot better and stronger today. So maybe there was some sort of healing that was happening just, I don't know, from people being gathered together, which seems to be, I don't know, there's a camaraderie in the kind of individualism over here. I feel a little better today, even though the dream was, charged.
It kind of feels like prying, but
Right.
Does
I wonder, didn't the sorry, Sam, what is the name of the like young shaman from the Razorbacks?
Deshunt.
Deshunt.
Mm.
Didn't Deshunt like remember when we were all still figuring out stuff, and he was worried because he wasn't getting dreams.
Right.
Would this be Cynthia? But like, does that mean she has her power?
I
Hmm.
only saw Cantha in my dream. But I mean, did anyone see Cynthia?
No, but I mean, like, is she sending us these?
She's known for giving out visions, right?
Well, it seemed like that's how
Cynthia
Dishon
is.
like. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just intercede and say you know both Celthia and Bartho of the Steelfoots
Steelfoots.
also communicated through dreams.
Mm.
Cool.
Can I do some sort of check to think of because if we're thinking that all the demigods are powerless, or at least mostly powerless, what god would maybe be either able to do that or invested in this in some way?
Yeah, go ahead and roll me a religion check.
Oh, beans. A 7.
You're crunchy.
You know there is a god of dreams, but the god of dreams doesn't necessarily, I mean, as far as you know, the god of dreams only deals with kind of like maintaining the dream world so someone doesn't like get lost in the dreams. It's a little bit
Right.
about like
Like
guiding
Sandman.
anyone who's been like there a little too long or something like that. Not really about, other than that, it's not really about gifting messages.
Yeah.
Usually dreams have been used for demigods to communicate with mortals. But you are correct in that theoretically there's no demigods to give the dreams to mortals.
Mm. Canals of the subconscious.
Ooh.
Ooh.
There's a god of dreams, but he's mainly a paperwork guy.
Yeah. He goes in and cleans things, does paperwork, does a
It's just
copyright.
administrative stuff.
Yeah, more a secretary of dreams.
Oh,
Fair.
alphabetizing the dreams.
Aw,
I want that job.
I would love that.
That job would terrify me. Are you kidding?
Dreams do be freaky. Is
alphabetizing
it just
dreams?
dreams or is it dreams and nightmares? Because I don't want to be in the nightmare department.
Mm. Maybe
Yeah, 'cause
it's
what
like a
gives
set
us-
of twins, like Gemini. One's kind of into the dreams and one's into the nightmares, and they work together.
What gets me
Yeah.
is the concept of like a nightmare where the title of it is just like a big scream. But then there's another dream with a similar title, but it has a different number of A's or H's in there.
Mm.
Oh no.
That's my nightmare of having to figure out like the alphabetization of like
Oh god.
there's 12 in
Yeah.
this one, 7 in this.
Mm-hmm.
I love that though. I would love
I
that.
mean-
work.
Yes, and Shen, you do have an eternity to work on it.
Fair.
That doesn't make it better. That makes
Never ending.
Mm.
I have ADHD. If you tell me I don't have a vague deadline, eventually, until the heat death of the universe, it's never gonna get done.
Oh God,
I'll
just
sit there
having.
watching Stranger Things season 27.
I just love how I just love the idea of there being a supernatural being that's just procrastinating real hard on this one thing. Like the only reason we haven't had an apocalypse yet is just because like the whatever being just hasn't gotten around to it
Mhm.
yet.
They're
It's
like,
just like,
next
I'll-
week.
I'll get to it. That's
Leishan is
on my
playing
it's on
every
my to do
game.
list.
Yeah.
I have a
Isn't that
post-it
just-
note up, so it's all good.
Isn't that just
I gotta do all
being
the
a
shrines.
Yeah.
or a game master rather?
Yeah. Anyway,
So
yeah.
I'm just a bit concerned, given the whole situation and the timing of everything. I mean, how do we? I don't see how we win them over without doing this, and doing this is gonna cost time that we don't really have in abundance. So, is there a way to bump the fight up, or just to know one way or another sooner? Because honestly, I got
Right.
nothing.
Well, I don't feel particularly confident about my ability opponent, which maybe gives me a tusk up.
Where exactly is that tusk going up?
I also don't know if that's
Well, we'll
appropriate
see
to
how
say,
the fight
but
goes.
fair. How do you know? How'd you find out? Is there a roster or something?
Um,
Because if we could get
there's not
information ahead of time, that could be helpful.
there's not a roster, but I could go see if I could get a little more information from my opponent about yours.
That could be good, yeah.
He probably likes a protein-filled breakfast, so I'll go grab some bacon for him.
Oh, I thought the rest of that sentence was going to go somewhere completely different, darling.
Yes, wordplay. And he just kind of leaves and goes to get bacon and whatever other foods there is to see if he can go get a little more info from Alec.
Shen is just going to turn to Zareb. They're gonna fuck. Do you have any idea
A
how
lot
many
of assumptions
things?
being made.
Do you have any idea how many of my parties just turned into orgies because of just what people were doing? Like, I know it when I see it.
Is the contact the owl bear fighting?
I would bet your life on it.
I don't like your tone, but fair. Yeah.
I'm gonna say right now, this is not, back in the day, maybe you could bet lives, but this is probably not the best time to bet a life on things.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't bet my life.
Yeah.
It'd be your own people. Well, here's hoping it all goes well, but with a question mark.
Okay, so I'm going to get into Geru trying to get the roster out of Malik in a little bit. Solio, Zareb, and Shen, is there anything y'all wanted to do in the meantime while Geru's hunting for more information?
Hold on. I think I'm gonna talk to Sharn about. I think we sit there and we're like strategizing and trying to figure out like how best to win this fight and and also him. I think I've talked to him about like I think Canthus really cool and like what I mean, even like what if she came with us? She probably wouldn't want to, but like what if she did? And like, like what if she did? And like whatever.
Oh yeah, I mean, it feels like something where like she talks so much about being independent and being like by herself and being okay with that, but like you also get the feeling that like she didn't really have a choice but
Yes,
to be
dude,
that
that's
way.
that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying, right? And like, but you can't come in too hot with that, right? Because you can't
Yeah,
like,
bro.
because then she'll get defensive. Like,
Right.
so
Yeah,
I think the
it's-
only thing is that like I have to be as cool as possible.
Right. Yeah, no. Like obviously you have to like show off all of your moves as much as humanly possible in her presence, and that's going to be the way that she knows you're a friend.
Bro, you're so smart. I'm so
I-
glad I talked about this. Like, thank you so
Listen.
much.
This really, I'm just so glad that you have me here to give like you the advice, bro, because you're my bro. I want to make sure that you're able to make it out in this harsh world of in social interaction.
Bro, that means so, like, for sure.
Yeah, bro.
Do you want more eggs?
Yeah, let's get some more eggs, man.
Okay, great. Eat that protein.
So as you see two children of Shelsra crying over their eggs, Zareb and Shen, do you do anything else?
I would like to see if they have any maps in in the village. Just kind of study the terrain if it's any different from a map we would have.
Yeah, sure. I mean, so what you gather is not, they don't have like written down maps, unfortunately.
Mhm.
I mean, pretty much the only map you ever actually got was the one from, well, you got two maps. One was roughly drawn by Deshunt,
Hmm.
and the other was like a scan from Buddy, which is an
Mhm.
invention by Bella. So it seems to be a little similar to the Razorbacks, where they
Mhm.
know their territory inside and out. So it's like they don't really need maps, and also kind of goes against the idea of being able to like know your way around and being in survival in the wilderness. Like you need to
Right.
be able to learn to find your way back home no matter where you end up.
So this entire forest is of the mindset of screw the recipe, just wait for the ancestors to tell you to stop seasoning.
Okay, that's an interpretation.
Bold, passive aggressively, just attacking these eggs.
Shen, anything from you?
Shen is finding the sunniest spot to photosynthesize. But is mostly just trying to like really suss out how I could get the groups to like party together.
Mm-hmm.
Because like the one thing they all have in common is violence.
You mean all the different tribes?
Yeah, like the one
Got it.
primary thing, like that's the shared cultural thing is the fighting.
Right.
And Shen is just kind of like toying with ideas of like taking that a step to the left or two steps to the left and going, that would still be a party, but the details are still like little, they're still in the ether, so they're still doing their best. They're still working on it.
All right. Sounds good. So I'll let Shen continue to mull over how to twist that into a less let's kill everybody party plan. Garu, you it's not very hard to find Malik because Malik is actually with Kantha and a few other tribes people. And Kantha is actually kind of like in any those of you who watch sports balls, the time when the coach is like kneeling down and the teammates are all nodding and listening to the coach aggressively talk. That's what Kantha's doing with these. And then once she notices you arriving, Garu, she like quickly gets up and like walks past you, just nodding as she walks by. And,
Gary will kind of like, oh, sorry.
Oh, and well, I was literally just gonna be that Malik sees you as well and just goes, Ah, if it isn't the little fox friend.
Good morning. Good morning. I brought you a protein-rich breakfast.
Oh, are you trying to give me an advantage during my fight? I don't think that's something you want to
Mm,
do.
no, but this does smell really good.
You like take a whiff. You're right, and I can never resist a good protein breakfast. And
I mean, it's clear.
grabs the plate gratefully and starts chowing down. So, what brings you here? Scouting out the enemy?
Yes, very much so. And he kind of does like a little up down and goes, "How big are your muscles? Do you mind if I?" And he like goes to see if he could like touch one.
He like you see his left arm just like he's still holding the plate and eating, but you just see that that left bicep naturally flex as in like, yeah, go ahead.
Wow, truly superb work. I've been around quite a long time and I've never seen someone just as chiseled as you.
You've been around a long time. How long does
I know.
your kind usually live?
Hmm. Why don't you guess how old I am? He like wiggles his tail a little bit.
Ah. He God, okay, wait, hold on. I have to actually look up how long Kitsune live. Let's Van Pathfinder Chewie.
Will Senpai notice me so that I can ask him prying questions to help my friends?
I mean, I can't see you being much older than 30.
Hmm. Why, thank you very much. Take that as a massive compliment, gargantuan compliment. But I question for you: is it quite fair that I know that you will be fighting me? Shouldn't the other opponents also know their partners?
Roll me a diplomacy.
Okay. That's my +9 skill. I love rolling diplomacy. And that's when I roll the nat 1. So 10.
And he he laughs and goes and just like pats your back, and he just goes, it's enough that we've been given the distinct ask to make sure that none of you perish in these fights. Can't give you all of the I can't give you all of the cards on the table.
Mm. Well, thank you for not giving us death, even a little one.
Hmm.
I truly appreciate your honesty. Enjoy the rest of your breakfast. I'll be up close and personal soon. And he kind of trots away, but kind of like under his breath is like, God damn it. He'll go back to everyone and be like, well, Malik was as tight-lipped as ever. So I have no further information other than that they will not be killing us, which is good news, I suppose, because they probably could, at least for me.
Well, it's good to
I
know they'll be
did write a
sporting.
song.
Ooh.
Yes,
I was just saying it's good to know that they'll be sporting. What is the song you wrote?
exactly. Well, I'm calling it the Canthum, like Cantha plus anthem, and
Off to
it's
a
a
great
last.
start.
I think so. It's a last ditch effort to get them to maybe feel good towards our cause. Just kind of an anthem to heroics, and maybe before everybody comes in, or as people enter in, I come into the middle and I sing this to get everybody into the spirit of the combat, and to also bend their favor maybe a little bit to our side. It's not a rude song anymore. I had to rewrite some things.
I mean, I'm definitely interested in hearing the rude version at another time.
Yes, it's funny.
As am I think this is a good way to go.
Okay.
But real question. Did you fuck?
No, unfortunately, that has not happened.
I'm rooting for you. I'm rooting for you.
No, thank
Thank
you
you.
for asking, though.
I am. Yes. No, it has not. Yes. Maybe later. If
We're
I'm
going
not
to make
too
this happen.
pummeled.
I will wingman you.
Mm.
I'm going to make this happen.
Thank you, Shen.
I got you. Lon pops out, and Lon just gives you a thumbs up. Just completely stone faced. Just
And at that moment, a orc in covered in furs approaches you all, and Solio, you recognize this orc as the one from the dream who recognized Kantha, and they come up to you and say, "Greetings. I'm Grok, shaman of the Bright Hands, and I hear you 5 are our competitors today."
You found
Not on
us.
purpose.
you would be correct in that assessment.
We are under duress, but making the most of it.
The council has discussed your
Special
question
needs?
regarding
Accommodation?
regarding your friends and how that would work.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, what was the result of that?
Your friend may represent you if you should choose. However, only one of you may be in the ring at a time.
Fair.
You
is
cannot
very gracious.
enhance your friend or help your friend in any way
Mhm.
other than your natural bond, but you cannot participate in the fight. It's either you or your representative.
Thank you very
This
much.
has actually been pretty exciting because now we've basically almost set an idea of someone being able to have their own champion represent them. So, where the council was pretty excited about that possibility because multiple people have been inching for a fight, and being able to represent someone else is a great possibility.
Well,
You're welcome.
legacy setting precedents. Amazing.
Anyway, we're all ready. If you would like to join us at the ring.
Yes, and I have a bit of a song to start everybody off,
Oh,
if you're interested.
can't wait to hear it. And they bring
That was
you
easy.
over to the. I rolled an odds are even, and you rolled your way.
Yes. Can Solio just take Grok? Well, Solio says his name is Grok, right?
There, yeah, they them.
There,
For Grok.
excuse me, there. I say, Grok, are you a betting shaman?
Now. You can't speak about the betting out loud.
Oh,
But yeah, what were you thinking?
okay. So listen, I think we have some common ground between the two of us in that we both think Kantha is dope. I think she's great. Please
yeah.
don't tell anybody.
Okay.
So listen, I'm sensing some stress from her, and you know her better than me. I know that. I'm just saying, like, I think she's been afraid to ask for help because, you know, she's Kantha.
Mhm.
But I think having these young dudes following her around, it's really starting to cramp her style. But she'll never ask for help. So here's my thing. If I win my fight, could you find a way to call them off and like give her some space at least sometimes?
I hear you. I totally do. I have been trying to get them off her back for the
Oh,
past week.
oh my God.
It's been tough. They don't listen to me anymore.
Oh man, I'm
Because
so sorry.
they're like,
I didn't
oh,
realize.
the sort. Yeah, no. Listen, it's fine. Like, I'm honestly just glad that she's alive. Like the
That's fair.
because I imagine some other tribes may not have been as fortunate. But yeah, so I would love to help. How about this? If you win your fight, I imagine she's been a little closed off in not withholding a lot of information, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how about this? You win your fight and you get to stay with the tribe. I'll let you in on some of what I know about what she's currently dealing with.
Dude, yes. I love that bet. I mean, I
Great.
love that idea. And you're cool.
Yeah.
And then I go, hey Sharn, this guy's cool. He's a cool guy. Thank you.
Yes, sorry. So what do I get if you lose?
Oh, that's a fair question. What do I have that would be worth something to you? Because I fell from the sky. I don't have a lot. What could I help you with?
Oh, maybe here's one. Because I'm like giving you an in basically with Kantha. How about you like if you don't win, then when no, that would they think for a bit and then they're like, it's not bad, but I'll let you know when we get back. But like it might be revealing too much if I tell you what exactly the thing is that
Okay.
I would need.
Okay, hold on one second. He thinks. He's staring off into the distance. Great. I trust you. You seem nice. And that's what a bet is, right? Like,
Yeah.
stakes are stakes.
6 or 6. All right. Great. Anyway, Grok brings you all over to there and announces the fight and lets everyone know that one of the competitors has a song before we begin.
Great. So Garu will make sure that our squad is together, that you're with me as I sing this song, as this is a visual as well. To be a hero, you stand alone, a monument of brick and stone, strong against the wind and tide, not weakened by the tears you cried. And he turns and looks at Cantha at this verse. But who built your strong foundation? Who brought forth your very creation? Your roots run deep, but who planted them? Your family or your chosen kin? And he'll gesture to everybody at that moment. Or was it you alone and never with? You alone with not one wish, no fellowship to make you whole, not a friend to hold your soul. And we, your friends, will bring you help. We, your friends, will lift you up. My hand is open, as is my heart. Remember me, should I depart. Forget me not, and uphold still the bright hands and their iron will. And he'll do like a big gesture at the end for everybody, and hope that a sort of message came across with that.
Iconic.
Make me a performance check, Garu.
Okay. Oh my god, can I use a hero point?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Rolled a nat 1. I didn't want that. Don't want that, please. This digital roller is really cramping my... Another nat 1.
Oh no.
My song was so good.
The song is great, and it is definitely getting the attention in a good way of the various tribes people within the Bright Hands. Cantha catches on relatively quickly that, especially when you look at her, it is more targeted to her than the tribes, and you get the sense that she's suddenly aware that you have more information than she wanted you to have, and she is pissed. And she growls and shouts, "Begin the matches!" And with that, we're going to go to our break. We will be back, everyone, at 25 after the hour. And at that point, these 4 plus Sharn will have their individual brawls to find out if our demigod friends can stay with the Bright Hands, or if they need to make new plans to get out as quickly as possible. Don't go away. We will be back in just 15 minutes. Goodbye, all. Goodbye. 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 And we're back. All right. Hey, you know what? I could have everyone roll. I could make this all random. I could decide like, oh, I have this predetermined plan. Which of you 4 wants to go first, or do you want it to be Sharn?
I think Shen wants to go.
Shen.
Yeah.
All right.
I wish to commit great violence.
Shen, are you or Lon participating in this?
Oh, Shen is all in.
Shen is
Fantastic.
all in for this. Fantastic.
I think actually, I thought I was gonna throw Shen in. Just to clarify, real quick, for my sake, did we regain any more hit points?
Since you did a Night of
leveled up.
Rest, you get your Constitution modifier times your level, which is now level 3, in hit points.
Con times level
Constitution modifier times level.
Okay, so 9 for me, which puts me back at yay.
But I will
So-
tell you right now that hit points are not going to matter nearly as much in this particular fight.
What
Okay.
a fascinating thing to say.
My question is that entirely just because I reflavored the names on my summon to be the saber and the scabbard, but those were just the standard weapons that the thing had in the first place. Can we just count the same stuff for the unarmed, because it doesn't actually have different stats for it?
Oh, for your little thorn in your
Oh
arm?
no, actually I was gonna originally Shen was gonna go in. Shen has had a lot of time to shine. I think Lon, actually. I think I might have just changed my mind.
Shen is like about to walk in, and what you see is like a 6'2" tall female orc, and she's just stretching a little bit. You like fully see the abs, and you just see her walk on, and then just you see the like hand that could probably actually fit over your skull, and then you're just like, Lon, you go.
Yeah. Lon, it's pretty much they're walking towards it, and Lon's like hand on shoulder, like, you're gonna do great, sweetie. And then that happens, and Lon saber out, pushes Shen back, leaves the spectral summon sword in their hands, and walks onto the field.
All right. So the way this is gonna go is we are going to do opposed athletics checks, unless you can convince me of a reason to do some other type of check, and it's gotta be a good reason for this this bout. The general rules in a story sense are, it is in essence wrestling rules, where if you are pinned for 10 seconds, you are done. You're in submission. Or if you are fully knocked out with a punch, like, it's very much a, like, you can either win by pinning or by knocking out your opponent or by pushing your opponent out of the ring.
Okay.
And there are 3 rounds, best 2 out of 3.
I would like to make an argument on behalf of myself and for Zareb, well, Seraphina, I suppose, because if Seraphina and Lon are the ones going in, they are spectral beings that do gain their power and stats and modifiers from our spellcasting modifiers, which is kind of what lets them do all the cool melee stuff.
Okay.
I was gonna say either
And-
Arcana, Occultism, or Religion, if those are.
I will let it be your spell attack. How about that?
That is significant. Yes, I accept that deal.
Mm-hmm.
And
Thank you.
I
Let me
love
just
that.
make
that-
some
that-
adjustments to their modifiers too. Great.
I
Awesome.
love, for the perspective of everyone else that can't see my screen, that felt like me saying, "Hey, I'll buy that car for $100," and the person selling the car says, "I'll give it to you for 50." Better deal in my negotiations.
I am sure it sounds that way.
There is a full difference between our 2 offers just now. I need you to understand.
Suspicion rising.
All right,
Fuck it, we ball.
Scarlet, go ahead and roll your combat for. Oh, Kingcraft a redeemed drink. So thank you.
Everyone
Roll
should
your
hydrate.
combat for the first round.
All right, so that's just a D20 plus my spell attack, yeah?
Correct.
That's a 26.
Great. Lon is able to Lon is charged at by this orc and is able to hold back just a little bit and then actually use the momentum of the orc to throw her over him and out of the ring to win the first round. Roll me for the second round.
Lon does a very polite bow before they get back up. That is another 26. Wait, hang on. That's actually kind of cocked. It's kind of between both. Sorry, hang on.
All right.
That didn't feel fair to me.
Great.
That's a 27.
That is a tie.
Oh.
What happened?
They
Flash?
they both the way I'm gonna swing it is that they both pin each other, and it's like it's very hard to tell who actually partially because of Lon's spectral form, it's very hard to tell who actually has who at the end. So the referee, who is Grok, the shaman, decides to call it off and say it's a null round and asks ask them to go to either side. And so we'll do the second round again.
All right. Round 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Oh.
Yeah.
Roll.
Scarlet.
Yeah.
So did I.
That's a 9
Most
for
epic
me.
fight.
I don't know about you.
It is unfortunately a 12 for her.
So
But
we
that was
both
wild.
tripped, but then Lon tripped over her again.
Yeah, so what happens is basically probably the messiest and more embarrassing of fights that you've seen in a while, of like them just like, I mean, Lon still has more of a spectral form, so she's a little confused because she's not quite getting the hit, like the impact that she's expecting from the hits. But they are actually doing something to Lon, and she like does some punches, and then she just eventually, like almost by accident, just swings wildly, and it bonks Lon on the side, and Lon tumbles, and you just see most of Lon's body go out of the ring,
Doing
which
great,
is
sweetie.
enough to put that round in the orc's favor. All right, maybe this will be the last one.
Leaving the heart of the card. What did you roll?
That's not how this works.
I got a 28 on a nat 20.
Oh.
That is enough to beat a 26.
Yay, numbers, math.
Can I
Yeah.
say, for this narration, may I
Yes. Yes, please go ahead.
I think Lon gets back up, looks over at Shen, just stone-faced. Shen knows the face of, Lon's about to fuck some shit up right now. Up, bows at his opponent, walks back in, fight starts, wild punch comes in, they have their bit, they have all of their sparring. punch goes right at Lon's face. Lon very, very deftly scoops the hand and just throws the hand and the accompanied body right out of the ring, standing completely upright,
Amazing.
down, and bows.
There are cheers all over. And that was heck of a fight. And Lon gets a lot of like pats on the back and handshakes, including from Lon's competitor. And Shen, you have secured your spot amongst the Bright Hands.
That's my husband.
Dun, 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 dun.
So
Shen is just like wallowing on Lon. Lon is still stone faced. Sean is just a big dopey grin on their face.
oh my god,
This
yes.
is their relationship. Yes.
I love the sunny and grumpy vibe.
Amazing. Who would like to go next, or would you like to see how Sharn fares?
Let's see Sharn.
All right, let's see Sharn. Let's find out. Yep, that's how it'll go. Sharn finds himself up against one of the young, you recognize this as one of the young orcs that almost like, if there was someone who was trying to be favorite student to Cantha, this is probably that orc. And is just like, don't worry, Cantha. I'll make you proud. I'll win this. Don't you? I got this. And then Sharn is just like, it's just like, yeah, bro, you got this. This is gonna be, you're gonna win so badly. Possibly forgetting that he's the opponent. But we'll find out. Anyway, first round goes.
Just the sweetest. Bless him.
And
You're a
the
fart,
person-
dumb of ass.
It's true.
the person, the orc charges at Sharn, and Sharn is turning like, who's he charging at? And turns back, sees him, and like gets out of the way. But while getting out of the way, he leaves his arm out and accidentally clotheslines the orc as he he body slams out of the ring. And he's like, oh right, I'm the opponent. Oh, sorry about that, dude.
We love him. We love Sharn.
I'm going to bring back Sharn as some sort of player character because I
Yeah.
enjoy him immensely
the
too
himbo.
much.
Sharn is the way.
I'm glad you're having fun, Sam.
So Sharn rolled a nat 20 on the second one. So
That's my boy.
That's
so
the
much
way.
fun. That is a boy.
Power of the himbo.
That is the party's boy.
so
The goodest boy.
Solio, you've seen Sharn like through like in the water as he swims. You know he's not usually a guy who's like very adept on land, but when he's swimming through the ocean, it's like the epitome of grace. It's almost like Shelsra reborn in the way he moves in water. Any of you who have watched
I don't know what
Cowboy
that is, so
Bebop,
I'm just gonna imagine Ponyo. Continue.
there you go. Anyone who's watched Cowboy Bebop and remembers the anime where the episode where Spike is using the concept of water to just redirect attacks as it goes, you just see Sharn like he's swimming. Now that he knows he's in a fight, he goes and just easily redirects all of the attacks as this person's just trying to wail on him, and it looks like all of them are hitting, but you can clearly see that they are just by inches not. But Sharn doesn't even seem to be sweating at all, and he eventually you just hear the gong, and you notice that Sharn has been effortlessly redirecting this orc so that they don't even realize that they're fighting off the ring, and without giving a single blow, Sharn has won his fight.
Solio's losing his mind. Solio's like, let's go. That's my brother.
And Sharn just to the other orc is just like, don't worry, you'll get him next time.
I love this boy.
Good lad.
My boy.
All right, well, good news
Sharn
is
OP. He is OP.
Sharn is OP. Good news is only one of you now needs to win in order to get for all of you to conceivably be actually welcomed into the Bright Hands. So, which of the three of you wants to go next?
I do, but if someone else also does,
Honestly, that is
Go
a tough
for
act to
it.
follow, so we're all set.
I'm thoroughly intimidated. You go right ahead.
I am not here by choice.
oh no, too real. Juicy. Okay. I am so hype.
I want apple juice.
Get your apple juice.
Yeah, I drank it already.
Oh,
I have
Well.
water now, which is good.
he's so hype. He's like all over Sharn when Sharn comes off. And he's ready.
Great. So you see your opponent get ready to go on. Probably in like their 40s. Just stretching, like takes off the towel and gets ready to enter the ring and is stopped by a hand. And there is silence as Cantha walks forward
oh shit.
into the ring and goes, all right, let's see if those flips do you any good.
Okay. Okay, hold on a second.
I'm surprised that she didn't go in to beat the shit out of fucking Garu.
No, this is flirting.
Power of horny.
This is flirting.
Solio is like just screaming in his head. He is, but he's like, oh, what does he say? Hold on.
Yeah.
I didn't make a choice before I did that. If I roll, then.
I'm gonna roll for choices.
Nope. So he goes, and he freezes. And he goes, I was going to try to say something cool, but I can't. Are you ready to fight?
Solio.exe stops responding.
Solio has like the sweetest like himbo bottom energy.
It's also being
pressure
around
himbo
Charn
thing.
really brings out the himbo. Like it's always
Yeah.
there, but like the volume
Positive
is
feedback
turned up.
loop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The bottom energy is always at a 10.
Fair.
Solio, go ahead and roll me an athletics check opposed against Cantha. Okay. Hey.
Vincent, you kill me.
Can't get mad at me, I'm right here.
get give Scarlet access to chat, and all of a sudden,
Oh,
Jesus.
You invited me here.
You.
This is your fault, Sam. I'm just existing.
I know,
This is
I'm
my-
learning things.
okay. I rolled a 6
Uh-huh.
total. No, wait, no.
Total. Okay.
A 10 total. A 10 total.
Okay.
Sorry. I can do math. Oh no.
Great. That does not beat a 22.
Okay.
And the the she's like, so you want to fight? And then the gong goes, and she just like Spartan kicks you, and you just launch out of the ring.
I'm done. I lose that quickly.
After first round, there's still 3 rounds,
Okay, right.
so you
okay.
have a
okay.
chance. You
Sorry,
have
the
to
panic is
still
over.
have a chance.
Panic at the collective fighting ring. Okay. Solio goes. So I'm assuming it was like a kick to the avenues. That was a great kick.
Thanks.
He comes back in. And now we. And now what?
We roll athletics for the second round.
I don't want to do athletics. What if I did acrobatics?
You could. What would you do acrobatics wise?
Tumble
Just-
behind.
Just do a lot of flips.
I would tumble.
Right, but how would you like tumble to try to like maneuver her out of the ring, or try to like pin her down, or try to knock her out?
I guess so. The thing about when I tumble behind or through,
Yeah.
I can make someone flat-footed.
Mm.
So that to me is either an opportunity to pin or knock out. I don't want to knock her out.
Okay.
That's crazy. Knock out of the ring.
Okay. So roll me in acrobatics to see how successful this is.
I can't look at chat while I do this.
I think you should absolutely. be looking.
You should stare at chat while you.
I have to use my last hero point. I'm sorry. I can't live that kind of life. Goodbye, hero point. That's a 28.
Oh shit! Great. Yeah. Describe to me how this tumble works, because she is like kind of going in to grab you as if she's gonna like suplex you, basically.
I think Solio, because part of being a swashbuckler is like also the performance a little bit, right? I think he is going to lean into looking like that kick really took him out. And he's gonna try to look flat-footed. if that's
Great.
if that makes
Yeah,
sense.
yeah,
But ha ha ha, tee no. Um, and when she gets close enough, he's just gonna like drop. He can't do what Sharn does all the time, but he can elements of Sharn. Um, it's like a very fluid, very quick, very like using momentum almost rather
Yeah.
than strength. And ideally it's before she even like realizes what's happening. I'm behind her and I've gotten her flat-footed.
Great. And you want to use that opportunity to kind of push her out of the ring?
Yeah, because I don't think I'm gonna pin her down.
Great. So roll me an athletics check and add +3 to your roll
Yay!
in addition to your athletics.
I will. Well, +3 is that makes it 4.
Plus your athletics?
Well, it was a natural 1. So
Oh yeah, but add your athletics modifier.
Oh, okay, so then it's a 10.
Great. You see her being like caught off guard by it, and you actually get like some as like basically their patron demigod gets like outwitted. And you see her throw and like not know where you are, and then you use this opportunity to try to like how is Soya trying? Is it like a body shove or a like kick as well? Like what is the planned action to try to get her out of the ring?
I think a kick to the back, upper back. No, I'm not aiming for, like kidneys or anything, but just like a
Great.
solid flat-footed kick.
So you go, she's like fully unaware, and then you like kick and you basically kick a wall. And she just goes,
Oh,
you like kicks and she goes, and then she like turns to you and goes, "That was a good move."
thank you. You know, I'll take the compliment. And then get ready for the next move.
And then yeah, roll me an opposing athletics check.
Barf. Barf. Like, barf again. That's an 11.
You like after a little bit of brawling, she eventually has you pinned to the ground. Her forearm is on your chest, and one of your legs is up as she's full. You're basically immobilized, and Grok slams down on their staff 10 times as you struggle to get out of her grip, and eventually it reaches it 10 times, and all of you behave.
It's the thirstiest episode ever.
And
Sam, look at me. Do you really think I'm going to behave?
you all and as the final one goes down, everyone cheers, and Cantha lets go and reaches out her hand to help you up.
Solio says, thanks for fighting me. I learned a lot.
Good. You may need it soon.
Ominous. I was going to say a cool line, but that was, well, I'll say it anyway. Next time. Let's try it underwater. And Solio just shakes her hand and walks away.
Great.
When Solio gets back, Shen is
God.
just looking over from like the perch of Lan. If it makes you feel any better, you made submission look very, very good.
Oh my God. Sarah, Ben, and Garu.
Solio
Would-
goes, why would I need to feel better?
Just fist bump.
Not any, to be clear, I'm having fun with the double entendre. He genuinely had a good time fighting Kantha and did learn a lot.
Yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
I understand.
He's a
Oh,
wholesome
no,
boy.
we're with you. We're with you. Shen is just Shen is Shen.
And no, and I respect that. I just wanted to make sure that we all knew that as much fun as I'm having with dirty time, Solio's just here to, well,
To be fair, Solio
He
did
doesn't.
invite Chantha to getting wet the next time they fought.
Oh my God. Zareb
My
and
God.
Garu, which of you two is going to fight next?
Garu like turns. Garu like turns to Zareb and puts his hands out in like a rock paper scissor like formation.
I mean, if you want to go that badly, you can.
No,
Oh,
I'm
you wanna
trying
go
to make
last.
this fair. I would like it. I am. Let's just see who goes next.
Sure.
Okay, remember, it's rock, paper, scissors, shoot. That's when you
Okay.
reveal.
Yeah.
Okay. Rock, paper, scissor, shoot.
All right. Are we doing 2 out of 3, or is it just one and done?
I'm good with whatever.
I guess we should have decided.
We should have
Probably.
decided. Yeah.
That probably should have been decided.
Did I just
Yeah.
go? Okay.
Yeah. By
I'll
all
just
means.
go.
By all means. Yeah.
Okay. So Garu.
We also didn't decide who went first. If the
I know. Like there was no decision. Garu's
Yeah.
just
No,
freaked.
not a single choice was made. But you know what? If we're already doing the whole horny thing, might as well continue it on.
you just see Garu and
Doing it.
Sarah do a rock, paper, scissors, shoot, and then just stare at each other for like
For, like,
5
too
whole
long.
seconds.
I'll just go.
Yeah. Just you're
I'll
fine.
just
You're fine.
Okay. Thank you.
You got this. Have fun.
when you lose, you learn something.
Mm-hmm. And
We're all
he'll
gonna die.
puff up his chest and walk into the arena. Go up to Malik and be like, the safe word is Agastopia. Shall we go?
Got it.
Can I cast music? Am I allowed? I'm on the outside of this. This doesn't change anything. Am I allowed to cast musical accompaniment and just put on like cheesy porn music?
No.
That will help me.
All right. Garu, what's your plan for fighting Malik?
So Gario is going to kind of like crouch down, make himself a little smaller. And his goal here is to dodge every attack and to try and tire him out.
Okay.
Because that's kind of what happened with the owlbear. So he's trying to
Yeah.
use that information to like get him tired so that he's easier to take down.
So what I say is that because this is like a little different from what Solio was doing, which was like getting into a good position to be at an advantage. Since this is
Yeah.
purely defensive in a way, what I'm going to do instead of you rolling athletics, I'm going to have you roll reflex saves.
Okay. That makes
Because
sense.
it's for you dodging his attacks. And that will be
Great.
against his athletics check.
Okay.
So this is for. And we're still gonna do this 3 times.
Mhm.
Okay.
Great.
All right. What was the first one?
My dice just spun forever. Hold on, let me see. The path builder glitched out for a moment. Sorry, I'm just gonna do D20 plus my. That is a 17.
Okay, you are dodging out of the way a little bit, but you mismaneuver, and he actually pushes you out of the ring as you're going. So you know for the next round you should make sure you're using all of that. So go ahead and roll me your next reflex save.
Great. Like, oh, you're so strong. Trying to make it better this time. Okay, that is a 26.
That is enough. That he is. You see him. You've definitely learned your lesson from last time, and you're keeping in mind your boundaries as you go away. In fact, sometimes he lets his guard down a little bit because he thinks he has you out of the ring before you slyly sidestep out away from it, so your toes are just inside, and it gets him off balance a little bit as you go. And I'm gonna have you roll one more time.
He goes, over here, big boy.
Are you just edging Malik right now?
What?
Am I what?
You're just edging Malik right now.
Oh my god.
I'm just avoiding. I don't know what you're talking about. This is a combat, Scarlet.
Sam
That
doesn't
is
want
I'm putting a limit on those types of words now for the rest of the
One
stream.
that said the toes were just inside.
that was a
Horniest episode.
27.
Oh, great. So he eventually fully just again is just trying to grab, punch, kick, whatever, and you are just getting out of the way. And eventually you just see him do one really wild but tired swing, and you just see him go, wow, you're harder to hit than an owl bear.
Clearly, you need to learn finesse. And he's gonna sweep a leg and try to just send him down.
It is so easy. He's not even expecting it, and he is exhausted. How do you pin him down?
So I think it's like a very swift, just like a kick to the legs. He goes down, and Gary doesn't get on top of him or anything, but he just kind of looks at him, puts a boot on his chest, and goes, you have much to learn, and exits the arena.
Great. So he's almost passed out, and Grok sets down the staff 10 times, and they are about to get ready for round 3, but Malik grabs a towel and throws it into the ring, being like, I can't do another round of this. I'm probably eventually going to my muscles got so sore after doing that. And it looks like Gary was like, probably gonna need a massage to make me feel better afterwards.
Gary is gonna shout, find someone else, and winks and just keeps walking away.
Various people around him go, oh. Great. So three of you have succeeded. Zareb, you still do need to go because that's just how it works. But
Tradition.
one of you can but we can make this relatively quick. Do you still want to send Seraphina out, or do you want to go?
Seraphina's gonna go out. Well, do your best. Thumbs up. She takes out her earrings, hands them to me, and stretches arms, legs, wings, and you see she is built like a Pixar mom. Think Spider Woman, also from the most recent Across the
Yes.
Spider-Verse. And she's ready to go.
Great. And the orc, like with a bunch of scars, suddenly looks at like who he's fighting, as like, oh, wasn't expecting the wings. Great. Roll me your spell casting for
Yeah.
this.
Boop, doop, doop, boop, boop. Roll. Oh, why did it not click? I see that does not roll it for me, so I will roll here. 23.
That is not enough. Seraphina does a brilliant job of eventually is still getting used to the ring as well, and this is clearly a seasoned fighter and is able to push her out of the ring. Let's roll again for round 2.
All right. That is a 24. One better.
That unfortunately is not going to beat the 30
Ooh.
that I just rolled.
Yay.
And this guy is going to, it's like almost with like, you know, not wanting to, like, definitely plays to push out of the ring, like almost doesn't want to attempt to, it feels like disrespectful to down like an angel with with wings.
Definitely
And
don't touch
so
the hair.
like definitely uses tactics to like get under her wings and push her back and stuff, and is eventually able to win after a lengthy bout the second round. So Seraphina does unfortunately lose, but not for lack of trying. And with that, 3 out of the 5 of you are victorious. Sharn, without even a second, claims Solio as his apprentice. And whoever, Shen, I think you're muted. Oh, Shen, are you having Zara be your apprentice?
Yes.
Great.
Thanks.
And
Yes,
great.
you.
With that, you are welcomed into the Bright Hand tribe. And Graka welcomes you all as well, and they tell you, yes, and well, I am very happy to see that you all have succeeded. So if there's anything, you know, you are welcome to stay here, and we won't we won't get in the way of your travels. But you know, if you want help, you're going to have to ask individually. Everyone here is their own person, so we're not going to command that someone assist in any way. But yes, if there's anything I can do to assist, please let me know.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. We had our little side bet, didn't we?
We did. We sure did, bro.
So, and like looks around, it's just like,
Do you want to go like to the
yes,
like a little
yeah.
far away?
And so takes you away from the others, and like turns to you and looks around, and we'll get to that in a second. Actually, the rest of you, is there anything you would like to do now that you are are free to roam the encampment, without keeping in mind that at this point the ultimatum will end in the next morning?
Shen is go to Zareb and, in the most professional manner, I think you have some training to do, young one. As my apprentice,
Mm-hmm.
sure that you get it all done. And Lon just kind of like pulls out like I don't mean this to sound kinky, but it's gonna sound kinky, and I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. And just like pull out a riding crop and just smack it against his own hand.
Mm-hmm.
That's what this sounds like now.
I'm sorry, you didn't mean that to be?
Weirdly enough, no, I did not.
Just
That
like
was
a drunk
not
orgy
intentional.
thing.
I had this whole
You could have
thing.
chosen any other type of accoutrement.
I'm thinking of like the disciplinarian teacher that you would see.
Yeah,
towards
yeah,
the
yeah.
end, questioning.
A
Yeah.
ruler? Well, rulers are so yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's better.
You know what? I do regret going
A
back
Rubik's
to the
Cube.
group. So Solio.
Mm-hmm.
Grok turns to you and like turns back and forth and goes, so it does my request, if you are going to and
Take your
like
time,
looks
bro.
again and just like does a careful scan to make sure no one's listening, and just goes, can you help Kantha get out of here?
Oh, bro. It's like I didn't even lose. Absolutely. And then I'm like, oh, but we'll be cool about we're cool.
Yes, please do so discreetly, because I don't think her followers are going to want her to leave without them, and I don't think they're going to be happy if it looks like you took her away.
Good call. Okay. Yeah. Do you think like, all right. Do you think I can convince her to come with us just straight logic, or should I
I don't know. I think the thing is, well, I think she just needs to know that it's an option.
Got it. Okay. And Solio's about to be like, do you know where she would be right now? But then realizes that he just needs to look for the biggest group of orcs.
Well, you also note, well, transition. Garu, are you doing anything in particular?
Are you doing anyone in particular? There, okay.
There it is. No, Garu will try to go find Malik, and but not like openly. He'll kind of like secretly slink off to try and find Malik. And we will have a nice little time. Do with that what you will with your imaginations, but he's mostly going to check up on his wounds if he is wounded. If he needs a massage, he will provide, and or any other.
So
This very quickly became a very different kind of role playing.
So, Garu, I'm not gonna say that this is like when things are happening, but it's maybe going to be like relatively soon after, and you are near each other, maybe like having some lunch or eating some food or something, when Kantha walks into the hut and stares at Malik and just says, "Leave us." And Malik stands and with kind of like a concerned look, walks out of his own hut.
Kantha, to what do I owe this pleasure?
What do you know?
About?
What do you know?
I know that you are a lonely person. I know that you have been betrayed. I can feel that. I know that you need help. And I know that that is not what you want to be hearing. I'm like, well, not to turn this about me, but I understand your feeling. I too am a lone fox. And I'm so sorry if my song felt discordant to you, but I didn't know how else to get you to listen to what I perceive and feel are your own emotions you've been avoiding. I do apologize, and he bows his head and his ears kind of flatten.
I went there. I went there approximately 70, maybe longer years ago. Thought maybe being known as the hero would be the one way to ingratiate myself. I did make a couple of friends, but their parents informed them that it is the child of an exile, and let them know that we should not speak to the children of war. They belong in their jungles fighting amongst themselves. So forgive me if I am not quick to believe those from Kelenoth when they say they want to make friends. Because I know the moment any of my siblings leave this jungle, the parents of your friends will likely hunt them down.
I don't think you're wrong, but I don't know if you're right. And I have a foolish knack for hoping that things will be better, that from great catastrophe can grow the most beautiful vegetation, can grow communication and relationship and story. I mean, you are one of the most beautiful stories, and everyone has parts of you within them. So, again, I apologize for probably my parents' actions. I'm sure, I'm so sure that they had a part in your rather rude entrance into Kelenoth. But is this, and he points to the sky, is this not proof that that order was false? That there was a crack within it that was unavoidable? And maybe there's something true here, and he points to the earth, in these humans, in these mortals. Maybe there's some truth here. And maybe it's not about regaining power, but gaining something that hasn't existed yet. And me and my compatriots are interested in uncovering why the old order broke, who is behind it, and how we can mend what is truly a broken existence here. And I would love to call you a friend. I would love to bring you in, but it's your choice. And I do hope we have not interrupted your very full and beautiful and vibrant traditions here. We just fear that this place, this exile, has become prison for many. It's just a hunch. And the more optimistic among us believe that if we bring people together, we can solve things that are bigger than us. I'm sorry. And he bows again with his ears down.
I'm going to cut away for a moment to Solio. You see that Kantha had made her way through, so you actually, after looking for her for quite a while, you see her enter a hut, and Malik kind of questioningly walk out and then look around and then kind of like shrug and walk away.
Okay. I think now that he knows, I think he thinks about asking Malik what's going on, but he doesn't really know Malik.
Right.
So I think he like knows she's in this hut and is gonna go in, and then he's like, no, I gotta think about what I'm gonna say. So I think he spends some time like pacing and thinking. And then he is to like whenever this break in the conversation happens, he's gonna burst in.
Before we continue, I just Helena, take a hero point for that.
You.
Talk to her.
Mm.
So Solio, you burst in just as Geru is bowing, and you see Kantha staring at them.
I think before he even sees and like clocks what's going on, he did all that thinking, and then he just like is like, oh, whatever, and uh runs and is like, Cantha, you should come with us. Oh, he sees like what's happening. He's like, oh, sorry, I thought you were not with someone else. Sorry. I will go not here.
No, you're
And
fine. I was just prattling on at Cantha. I'm so sorry. If you wanted to talk with Cantha, I can bow out. I'm already bowing. You see,
I mean, yeah, I pretty much said what I was gonna say.
mm,
But there wasn't a lot of other stuff. But will say, just like I don't know, you want to teach me more fighting stuff or like see the world and stuff or I don't know, whatever. I think that would be
escape.
cool. No, can you? All right, you're bringing down the vibe. I'm doing something cool. I'm so sorry,
I'm so
Garu.
sorry.
It's so cool.
Yep. No, I will step back.
Both of you are talking too much.
Oh, okay.
Yes, yeah. You just take these really long pauses when you're thinking, and I just feel the need to fill them with words. I will continue to be quiet now. It's not like a bad thing, and I'm glad that you're taking your time to speak. It just makes me anxious, and then I fill the spaces with more prattle.
I notice.
Good.
I already know about my father's ultimatum to you. You
What do
can
you
make
think about
whatever
it?
plans. You can make whatever plans that you want. And you see her face start to break a little bit. And she looks down and just storms out of the hut.
So, Leo, I may have royally messed things up here. I think my song revealed a little too much to her, though she apparently revealed too much to me because, when the muse strikes, except I'm the muse and I'm striking.
For sure.
Maybe we should just tell the others that we need to get a move on now.
Let's give her a little time.
If you insist.
Zareb, what are you up to?
Yeah, he would find, they would find a place high up, maybe a hill somewhere to observe just the goings on of the village originally to assess their capabilities and then just using that as a front to sit with their thoughts. You know, Zerafina's much bigger wings than mine, over me to give some shade. And just saying, it's weird, being in their position. 'Cause normally we get prayed to, and it's not normal for me to be on this end of the line. But if you're listening, uh, Dad, I could really use some advice. I don't know what we're doing here. It just, I've never felt so disconnected from my powers, and I feel weak and vulnerable for the first time in centuries. And I feel like I understand our charges more in some ways, and yet even less I don't understand how they do it. And everyone else seems to be positive about this, and I feel like if I could just take this moment and freeze it, weave threads of stasis again, maybe I would have some time to think. But I feel like an eternity would not be enough time to give enough faith in myself to do what we need to do. I just, how do I do the thing that they do every day? How do they believe? Because I don't, and I want to. You know, if I could give the advice, if I could take the advice I give, I'd probably wouldn't be drawn on like this. But we have hours, and I'm used to eternity. How do you make up that difference? So anyway, what's new with you?
Zereb,
Hope
is
you're eating.
Zereb, are your eyes closed as you're saying this?
Yeah, they are.
When your eyes open, you see yourself in a dilapidated tavern. And it's like a tavern that's probably been abandoned for a long time. Vines are growing around it. Much of nature has taken over. You see like fissures of slightly dark energy around, and you look up, and like the roof has been torn up to reveal almost like a starry void above you. And you look around and see at the bar and on the bar stool is Cantha sitting down, and she turns to you and says, "I think I need a drink." And that's where we're going to end our session.
What?
Nani?
I'm not crying. You're crying. I'm not weeping. You're weeping.
That is the end of City Gods episode 7. There is one episode left of this first book, I think we're calling it, of City of Gods. We will be returning on Tuesday, August 22nd, for that session, so you are not going to want to miss it. It is going to be a finale of finales, I imagine. We're gonna see what happens here. But thank you all so much for watching today, and thank you to the players for some fun work, and good job being level 3 characters for the first time this campaign.
Killing it.
Let's look a little bit about what's coming up on the clickety clackety side. So on clickety clackety, we got tomorrow at 8 o'clock is Kindred First Class, episode 26, where the group is reeling from a difficult battle and seeing how they will move forward in their fight against the Empire. And Feigning Elegance season 2 is out now. They had their first episode recently, and their next episode is coming up on Sunday, August 13th at 3 o'clock Eastern. And that will be Feigning Elegance Season Secrets. So it's pirate themed. And so it's going to be very interesting to see what happens there. And if you've been missing Eberron The Way We Die, do not worry. The next episode of that is going to be coming out on Friday, August 18th at 8 p.m. Eastern. And you'll also see me as Draska and Helena as the professor on those streams as well. So lots of fun content to still see this coming August. But thank you. That will be the end for this evening. I appreciate all of you coming back. Thank you to our players. And yeah, clickety clackety, please come backety. Goodbye.